Hi everyone, we are from subgroup 7. So today we are going to present on the US Food and Drugs Administration, FDA, which is from the United States of America. So the brief historical context of FDA started in the year of 1848, which is the analytical origins. Federal government started chemical analysis of agricultural products, which is a responsibility then inherited by the Department of Agriculture in 1862 and later by the FDA. Then, in the year of 1906, a law is driven by Harvey Washington Wiley, which is the Pure Food and Drugs Act. This law prohibited interstate commerce in adulterated and misbranded food and drugs. Later on, in the year of 1930, it is officially known by FDA. Since then, the FDA have changed where it has played in promoting public health and offers lessons to consider as evaluating current regulatory challenges. Next, FDA have several primary roles and responsibilities. First, in terms of product safety and efficacy, FDA evaluate the safety, efficacy, security, and approve the new drugs, biological products, and medical devices. Next, in terms of post-market surveillance, FDA monitors the products on the market and enforces recalls if it's necessary. Then, in terms of food supply oversight, FDA ensures the safety of nation's food supply and verifies whether the food manufacturers meet safety and labeling standards or not. Furthermore, in terms of tobacco regulation, FDA regulates tobacco products to protect public health and reduce tobacco use by the minors. Then, in terms of public health promotion, FDA speeds up medical innovations and making medical products more effective, safer, and also affordable. Lastly, in terms of national security, FDA protects the food supply and fosters development of medical products to threats.
For my part, I will be explaining post-marketing surveillance, pharmacovigilance system, and drug recalls and safety alerts. So there are several surveillance activities by tracking side effects and adverse drug reaction, monitor product quality and manufacturing issues, and detect unexpected safety problems. The system used by FDA are MedWatch reporting program and Sentinel initiative. The purpose of post-marketing surveillance is to protect public health and ensure continuous drug safety. So what is MedWatch program? It is one FDA safety reporting program. It is used by healthcare professionals, patients, or manufacturers. The function of MedWatch program is to report adverse drug reactions, report product defects and medication error, and help FDA identify new safety risks. So what is pharmacovigilance system? It is the detection, assessment, and prevention of adverse effects of medicine. FDA systems is divided by two: FAERS, which is the FDA Adverse Event Reporting System, and MedWatch database. So when risks are found, FDA takes actions by adding warning labels, restrict drug usage, and then they require additional studies and remove unsafe drugs from market. FDA drug recall system. Reasons for recalls would be contaminations, incorrect labeling, defective products, or serious health risks. There are two types of recalls: voluntary recalls by manufacturers and FDA requested recalls. FDA will take actions by publishers recall notices, issue safety alerts, and protect consumer from harmful medication.
Next, one notable challenge handled by the FDA was the COVID-19 pandemic response. During the pandemic, the FDA faced pressure to provide vaccines and medical products quickly while still ensuring safety and effectiveness. This was challenging because COVID-19 spread rapidly worldwide and there was an urgent need for treatment and prevention. To address this issue, the FDA used the Emergency Use Authorization or EUA system to speed up the approval process for vaccines, diagnostic test kits, and medical devices. One important example was the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, which received emergency use authorization in December 2020 and later became the first fully FDA-approved COVID-19 vaccine in 2021.
Next, I will explain how the US FDA approved a new drug. The FDA drug approval process is a very long and a strict procedure to ensure that the medicines are safe and effective before they reach the public. So starting from the drug discovery, where a scientist identifies a potential compound that may have the therapeutic effects. Next, the preclinical testing, where the drug is tested in the laboratories and also on the animals to evaluate its safety and toxicity. So if the results are promising, the company submits an IND application, which stands for Investigational New Drugs, to request the permission to test on the drug on humans. After approval, the drug will be undergo a clinical trial which has three phases. In phase 1, the drug is tested on a small group of volunteers to check the safety and dosage. In phase 2, it is given to patients to evaluate the effectiveness and side effects. In phase 3, it is tested on a much larger population to confirm its safety and effectiveness. After successful trials, the company submits an NDA or BLA, which includes all the clinical data, manufacturing details, and labeling information. The FDA will carefully review all the data before making a final decision. If everything meets the standards, the drug is officially approved and allowed to the market in the United States. So the overall process will take around 10 to 15 years due to the strict safety requirements. Next, how FDA is similar or different to the Malaysian's NPRA. So starting from the similarities, both agencies will ensure that the pharmaceutical products are safe, effective, and high quality before they are allowed on the market. Next, the documentation standards, whereby both agencies will utilize the common technical document format for registration. This 5-module structure ensures that the administrative, quality, non-clinical and clinical data are organized in globally recognized manner. Lastly, the clinical trial requirements. Both agencies require a human testing through 3 phases to demonstrate efficiency and safety before a marketing application. Furthermore, the difference is that for the trial authorization, FDA used Investigational New Drugs (IND) application to authorize human trials, while for NPRA use a Clinical Trial Import License (CTIL) and Clinical Trial Exemption (CTX) for the trial authorization. Next, for the organizational structure, the FDA is divided into specialized centers like CDER for drugs and also CBER for biologics, while while for the NPRA, the centralized agency under the Ministry of Health Malaysia. The last one is the application. FDA used 2 distinct, which is NDA and BLA, while NPRA used a unified registration process for both types. For example, the drug, which is Volcadine, it was approved by FDA in some products for cough suppression, while for NPRA, it was withdrawn from the market due to the risk of life-threatening allergic reactions during anesthesia. Another example, which is gefloxacin, an antibiotic, belong to the fluoroquinolone class. While the FDA threatened the product labeling and warnings, NPRA took a stricter approach by cancelling the registration of all gefloxacin-containing products in 2006. This decision was made because the drug was associated with a serious blood glucose abnormalities, which includes hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia.